Today we are making a Mexican street corn dip in the slow cooker. To start, these are optional. I'm going to be adding 2 chicken breasts to the bottom of my crock pot. On top of that, we're going to add 5 to 6 cups of corn. I'm using frozen corn. You could use drained canned corn. I think in an ideal world, you would use grilled corn on the cob and then cut it off, but whatever you find easiest or what's available for you. Then we're going to add 2 8-ounce blocks of cream cheese cut into cubes, and that's just gonna help us distribute it and melt it evenly. We're gonna add 2/3 of a cup of sour cream, 1 jalapeno seeded, take the seeds out, and diced. If you want to leave the seeds in, you absolutely can. I also cut my jalapeno wearing gloves because I don't want to risk getting the oil on my hand, not washing it off completely, touching my eyeball. And then lastly, we have 1 teaspoon of garlic powder and 1 teaspoon of Tajin. You can find Tajin in your Mexican aisle at your grocery store. Sometimes my Aldi sells it, sometimes they don't. Pop your lid on, and we're going to put this on low for 5 to 6 hours. You want everything to be melted and you want your chicken, if using, to be cooked through. Okay, it has been just over 5 hours. I need to, these are clean. I washed my tongs. I'm gonna stir the top together. Lots of juice in there. I need to pull the chicken out and shred it. And if you're not sure if you're gonna like the chicken, if you're not sure if people are gonna want the chicken in there, you could always just take the chicken out, shred it, and then serve it on the side as an option. The dog heard and smelled the chicken and she came running. You can always shred it and serve it separately, or you can just shred it and put it back in. The nice thing about slow cooker chicken is it should be super easy to shred. The author of this recipe, and I'll be sure to leave the link to the original down below in the description for you guys, also made a note to do this first 5 to 6 hours of cooking on low, because what can happen with dairy is it separates and it gets all kind of lumpy with all these little lumps, and so it's just less aesthetically pleasing. So if you're tempted to cook it on high, this is your warning against it. But once your chicken is shredded, that should only take a couple minutes. I'm going to put it back in the crock pot. Along with 1.5 cups of shredded cheese, such as Monterey Jack, Colby Jack, cheddar, just a meltable cheese. I'm gonna reserve. There's gonna be an extra 1/2 cup that we're gonna add later, and that's more for garnish/topping. And give that a little stir. But then we also need to add in 1 teaspoon of chili powder, the zest of 1 lime, and the juice of 1 lime. Make sure you zest your lime before you juice it. It's gonna be really hard to zest it after it's juiced. And this lime is gonna just bring the freshness to this because we have the creamy fat from the cheeses. We have the heat from the Tajin and the chili pepper in here now. So this acid is gonna be a nice balance to the flavors. So we're gonna go ahead, give that a stir, and we're gonna keep this on low for another 20 to 30 minutes, just until our cheese is melted. First of all, we need to taste test this. Make sure we don't need any more salt or pepper, or I have more limes if I want more lime juice. That is really yummy. I am gonna add a little bit of salt. I'm using kosher salt. Kosher salt is awesome. It adds the flavor of salt without adding like as much saltiness as table salt. Like table salt it makes things salty, but kosher salt just seems to better enhance the existing flavor. So again, the chicken, I don't know if you'll need to add more salt if you don't have chicken. The thing is, We didn't add extra seasoning because of the chicken. So that's why I'm not surprised that I want to add a little bit of salt. You can go ahead and give it another taste test just to make sure it's where you want it to be. And then we're going to sprinkle the remaining half cup of cheese over the top. This is where we're at right now. We're gonna go for 20 to 30 minutes, still on low, until that cheese melts. All right, once your 20 minutes is up, or once your cheese on top has melted, it's almost time to dig in. Here's what we look like right now, but we have a few more things to add. We're going to add 3 green onions, sliced, diced. Again, freshness, another element of flavor. This recipe calls for 3 tablespoons of cojita cheese. I think that's not enough, so measure with your heart. What you can do is garnish it with the 3 tablespoons and then leave a little bowl. If you're serving this, leave a little bowl out and people can add more cheese to their portion that they take. And don't use queso fresco, cojita cheese. It's aged and it has a sharpness that is just what makes Mexican street corn, so don't skip this. And then we're gonna add 3 tablespoons of cilantro on top. If you don't like cilantro, you can skip that one. This you can just serve up with some tortilla chips. I think this is gonna, oh, I have to go through that cheese layer, oh shoot. Look at that. I think I got mainly the cheese topping, but let's give it a taste test. Outstanding. That cojita cheese, it's imperative that you use it. I need a spoon. This is thick, especially because I have the chicken. But this is so good, guys. Like, subscribe, share, comment, and then run, don't walk to get the ingredients and go make this. I'll leave everything linked down below for you guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.